Welcome to the Caravan Show, where we discuss all things caravans. That's right, everything you need to know about caravans, from weights, towing, maintenance, appliances, renovations, buying a caravan, repairs, destinations and reviews. We'll also chat with some Aussie legends, manufacturers, suppliers and of course, people who love caravans. Take it away, Roy.
G'day, it's Roy from Caravan Show and Podcast, and again with another unboxing review of the NCE Premium Soundbar. Now, I did the soundbar recently, the standard soundbar, so I'm now having a look at the premium model. So, just have a look at what's going on inside here. We've got, hey, now this is looking exciting. What have we got? Hey guys, well done. We've got a 12 volt power source. So this means that this soundbar, unlike the other one, can be really easily used away from the television set. So pretty happy with that. In the power socket, wow, good stuff. So we've still got the same power lead that we had before. So we can plug that one into your power, that one into your TV, and that one into your soundbar. And actually, I've just noticed these cables are now the same size. The other one had a larger and a smaller one, so now it's saying it doesn't matter which cable goes around. So that's a bit of an improvement too, guys. Well done. And what have we got in here? Whoa, this is super exciting. Okay, we're getting better by the second, guys. Now what we've got here is a 240 volt to 12 volt adapter. So this has now got the ability to be able to plug the soundbar directly into a 240 volt socket. So you've got continuous power there. Plug that into the soundbar. Now it's completely standalone sound system. Or we can plug it into our 12 volt socket. Again, a completely standalone sound system. Or we can plug it up to the TV like we did with the previous one. That's pretty good stuff. Now, looking further at this, we've got some more auxiliary cable connections there and another auxiliary. You know what? I need to stop and slow back down here a little bit. I'm going to go back and have a look because I'm getting some surprises here I wasn't expecting. So just reading the box on this one, we got 2 tweeter and a woofer speaker system, 12 volt and 240 volt power input, Bluetooth 5, 3 EQ sound modes, remote and manual control, audio inputs are USB, auxiliary, coax, optical and TF card. Wow. Maximum power 20 watts and it's a 12 volt dual input. So 20 watts maximum power is interesting because I think the previous bar actually was higher than that. So we'll come back and have a look at that later. Interesting to know. Now, what I was excited about in the previous one was that the instructions were in English, and this one, they've made it even simpler. Still in English, thanks NCE. But it looks like this whole thing might be easier to put together than the previous one. So we've got another little booklet here. Okay, so now they're giving us a user manual as well. And I guess when you've got all these additional things that you can do, it's pretty important that that you get a user's manual. But you know what? I'm male, so you know what we do with these? We toss them aside. Okay, let's have a look at what else is in there. We've got our remote control, and we've got the installation brackets. This is all good stuff. Let's put all that aside for a minute and have a look at the bar itself. So, alrighty. So, we've got a soundbar with our speakers in the front. This again is actually got a reasonable weight about it. It feels very high quality. That's metal at the front there too. It's actually a very attractive looking bar. It doesn't have that dial in the center like the previous one. But more importantly for me is these brackets on the back are a big improvement over that other soundbar. Also, we've got line-in, optical, DC 12 volt and coaxial connections in the back here. And down this end, we've got power input, play, volume and next, and volume or previous, the USB in, and the TF card. So there's a lot more to this bar from right up scratch. Very nice looking. It's still got some nice feet on the bottom, so it'll sit there. But what I'm loving, absolutely loving, guys, is these back pieces here that make this installation of this one going to be a lot easier than it was on the other one, where we had to fit spacers on that bar. So if we go back to these bars that it comes with, and we now want to fit those, I think this is going to be a hell of a lot easier than the previous one. So far so good, we're looking good. So let's go fit this to the TV. So having removed that bracket, I'm going to put these on here. You've still got to put the spacers in place, and it's a bit of a pain. So I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use some tape, and this tape will just hold that in its position so that when we put the spacers on, we won't need to, well, it won't be as hard to line them up. So just a little bit of tape. Hold that in position. Now when we go to put our spacer on, it should become a lot easier. So we then put our bracket on, make sure that's around the right way. Put our spacer, our screw and our washer. We'll put the washer underneath, line that up here. And life becomes a lot easier. So I'm just going to put that one up now. I'll use my screwdriver to line that up. Now normally, unless you've got one of these awkward TVs, you won't need to worry about taping that bracket down because you'll be on a flat surface. But this has got to have the spacer because of this particular TV, as I mentioned earlier. Now I spent 5 minutes or more last time messing around trying to get these spacers into position. And this time, by using a little bit of tape, I've actually lined that up, and it's a much simpler process. Just a simple bit of tape to hold that in place. There you go. Now, once we've got all that done up there, again, don't do them up tight until you've completed it. The screws, simple. Now all we need to do is attach the bar to the bottom of the brackets. By the way, these the instruction manual that comes with this bar has got this information, and it's simply, well, quite frankly, very simple. Even for an old guy like me. I love this change that you've done to this bracket, guys. This has made this going on so much easier than the previous one. No messing around with those wing nuts and things. Now, before I tighten that up, I'm just going to square that up so when it goes on, it looks nice and neat. There you go. Just pull that tape out and you've got everything the way you need it to be. Now, all we need to do is attach that to the wall. And there you go. Soundbar is installed. So we now need to simply do our connection. So we're going to go back to that Y power connector. And our auxiliary lead. So the Y power connector, very simple. We disconnect the wire from the sound system, reconnect that into the splitter, put the power back into the TV, put the power into the soundbar, now all we've got to do is connect up our auxiliary lead to the input, sound input on our TV. It's a little tricky to get to behind this TV bracket. There we go. And to the line in on your soundbar. So that's it. That's all connected up. So where do we go from here? Well, we go from here, we've got power. We're going to turn the TV on. We do have, with this TV, a remote control, and we do have one for the soundbar. So first off, we need to get this TV giving us some, there we go. So I'm now going to disconnect the power from the TV so we can have a listen. So I've disconnected the power to the TV from this, or the soundbar to the TV. So we're now listening to the sound directly out of the TV itself.
Buster, this is your chance to show your dad he was wrong to stick you in right field. I know you can do it. Come on. You can do it.
Not that brilliant, to be honest with you. Very tinny, and at this sort of volume, not something that I particularly would want to listen to for any period of time. So I'm going to turn this one down. And now we're going to plug our soundbar in. So soundbar is now plugged in. We're going to turn it on, power it up.
Power on. Bluetooth mode has been on. Period.
So that's now telling me that the soundbar's actually paired up. So I'm not sure what it's paired up with yet. I'll have to check that in a minute. But if it's as good as I think it is, it's probably paired up with my phone already. So now we'll see what this sounds like. Get the remote. Okay. Onto auxiliary.
Don't shoot! Who else is with you?
No one, just us.
Nice and nice. Show yourself, or your friends die. Walter, take that shit, go. Walter's the boss. You're already down, so we can go
That was a heck of a lot of volume coming out of there. Now we're going to attempt to connect it to Bluetooth. So I've already found it on my phone. It's now connected here. So let's see if we can get some music happening. I'm not going to give up the day job.
doing well, 'cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. You look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you doing, who you know, inside the world. Beautiful people, champagne roll up nose, breathing out some broken holes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful.
Drop this sound down.
Yeah, that's not.
Thanks, Ed. That was good. All right. So look, I actually really like this soundbar. I like this soundbar for a number of reasons. In the first instance, there's this power supply. The mere fact I can hook it up through the TV now, like I just have, or if I want to take this bar, which I can remove very easily, 2 screws at the back here, Phillips head screws, remove this bar, and I can take this bar anywhere I want to take it. I can plug into 240 or I can plug into 12 volt, and I've now got myself a wonderful little Bluetooth bar with fantastic volume. If I don't want to use that, I've got the TF card that I can put in the side, or I can even put the USB stick, sound stick, in here and play that. I think that makes this soundbar probably one of the most incredibly versatile pieces of music equipment that you can find today. TV separate, again I discussed this on the previous one, and that is that this bar eliminates the need to have speakers inside the Caravan or even speakers on the outside of the Caravan, so it's completely portable. So what are the things that I don't particularly like about this soundbar? In essence, nothing. I like the quality, I like the spec level, the equipment that it comes with. It's priced right. Look, I've been around the shops looking for power Bluetooth speakers that you don't have to have your USB connection in it to charge it up, and then you've got to disconnect the USB, so it's, you know, you've got to charge it up every time. This has got a constant power supply, and that to me is a fairly big deal. I love the sound. Now, I noticed earlier that actually the wattage on this is less than the other soundbar, and that's true, but the sound quality is considerably better. So the other soundbar is a great soundbar, don't get me wrong, it's good, but this is sort of going from that to heck the next level. Congratulations NCE, I think you've done a fabulous job on this one. I thank you for sending it to us and letting us have a look and do a quick review on it. If this is the quality of stuff that comes out of your camp, guys, it's brilliant stuff. So for now, thanks again, and I'm sure we'll be able to do some reviews on more of your products later down the track. Remember folks, these products are designed specifically for Caravan use. These are not, you can use it in a Caravan if you really want. They are actually for RV use. So for any of electrical sound system equipment and that, give NC a call and check out the above.
NCE 12 volt premium soundbar with Bluetooth, just $229. Check out www.nce.com.au for further details.